It's Friday on Sunday, and welcome to Practice Makes Pros. So this video is a couple of days late because I was sick all week this week, and then I finally went back to work at the end of the week, and things were just really busy. A lot of changes going on there right now, and so this is the first time I've been able to actually sit down and make this video. Yeah, but at least I'm finally getting the chance. So it's December now, which means that it's time to move on to a new topic here on Practice Makes Pros. And so this month we are talking about endings, both as a way to wrap up the year and also because many of you that did NaNoWriMo are trying to figure out how to wrap up your NaNoWriMo project, and there are others of you that maybe have been working on a project all year and want to try and get it finished up before the year is over. And so, yeah, the first weekly topic within this is how to know when it's time to end your novel. And for me, knowing when it's time to end is always one of those things that you just kind of feel when the ending's coming up. It kind of goes back to that whole story arc thing we learned in like elementary school, and how you can always you can feel each stage that the story is in, and so it's usually pretty easy to tell when things are speeding up and then reaching that point of the ending and just all coming together, and you've reached the big climax, as Allie mentioned in her video, once you've passed all those big plot points. And another way that I can usually tell when it's time to wrap up that novel, or the arc, or the character arc, any sort of story ending within the novel, I can usually tell by just, it feels like a new beginning. And that's what endings are. They're just another beginning. So if it feels like there's a new story that can start from where you're at, you're probably at an ending. And this applies not just to the novel, any sort of character story that may be going on, or even an entire series. And I'll be talking a lot this month about how each of the bits of advice can apply to different things that you're going to come into as a writer, not just an end of a novel. And so, yeah, those are my two biggest things. It's usually just the way it feels as how I know when it's time to end. And maybe you like to plan out your endings and you're coming to the point where you thought you had it ready to end and it seems like there's more stuff. That's one of those things where you just have to keep going. If the information's still there, if things are still happening, just keep going. You're probably not at the end yet, but there's just that point where the story has kind of just, it's sped up and then it's slowed back down, and the characters are just ready for the story to be over. And of course, characters exist both before the story begins and after it ends, so there does have to be that sense of new beginning there, that the characters are continuing on after this story is over with. And so that's my quick advice on knowing when it's time to end it. And I will be back next week with next week's topic, and don't forget to check out Joe's video tomorrow talking about her advice for knowing when to end your story. And yeah, that's all from me this week. Again, sorry for the late video and also for the still kind of sort of sick voice. Yeah, bye everyone, and don't forget, practice makes pros.